Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Phil Grandy and Phil's Gang presents the Life-Saving Financial Webinar. This webinar will guide and teach you how to understand the stock market and become an experienced investor. Learn from the experts on market trends and short and long-term investments. Join Phil Grandy, Steve Celeste, and Will Sharp Saturday, June 24th, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. $80 pre-seminar, archived for 2 weeks, or $125 post-seminar to purchase the archive. Get more info at philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Today we decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our securities holdings. Looking ahead, nearly all committee participants view it as likely that some further rate increases will be appropriate this year to bring inflation down to 2% over time.
So, on that news yesterday, that we would raise rates 2% this year, the remaining part of this year, may even be July, who knows. We're going to raise rates twice this year and twice more in 2024. And what happened? The market dropped 400 points. And as we got close to the end of the day, to the close, they brought the plunger team in so they could shave off about 200 points of that. And then again this morning when we woke up, the plunger team came in and made sure the implied open was up about 60 points. And then today, the market rallies 424 points. Now, when did you ever see a stock market rally on a rate hike announcement? And what he's saying is we're going to raise rates in 2 more weeks, it could be. 2 more times. So yesterday the market went down 400 points. Today the market's up 400 points on the same news. So what has changed? What's changed is investor realized he's not telling the truth. He's not going to raise rates. He's not. That's what the change is. So the market figured out Powell never had any intention of raising rates 2 more times this year and 2 more times in 2024. What are you, nuts? Especially when he's facing $300 billion in commercial real estate loans, which of course include offices, apartment complexes, warehouses, malls. And all those are facing now that $300 billion. That's due now, 2023. He knows that. And the problem's going to be the values of all this commercial property is tanking. So how are you going to roll over your debt? The banks are going to be asking for more liquidity, more money down. And he knows what's going to happen. Investors are going to get the keys back to the bank. So this pause was just for a small reprieve for this commercial real estate problem. And you notice the fake Business News Network rarely ever talks about it. I always talk about it. They never talk about this crisis. This is going to be a huge crisis. But see, the reason why they don't ever talk about it is because for 13 years, rates were at near zero. So they're paying 0 plus 2 or 0 plus 2.5 in rates. So it was no big deal. They had a reprieve. Well, that ended pretty quickly in 2000 when we had the rates go to, from, let's see, I think it was in 2000. Let me just get it here for you. Yeah, it was in 2015, rates started to go up a quarter point. And then in 2019, it was up about 2.5 points. And then we had COVID hit us, 2020, and we went back to zero. And they stayed to zero all the way back up to November 2021. So think about it. They've had almost a 13-year reprieve. Zero rates. That's how they made it through. But then came the problem, November 2022. We're at 5.25. Now they are screwed. So now it's 5.25 plus they have to pay on top of the 5.25, 3 or 4%. So they're paying nearly 9.25. Where in 2020 and most of 2021, they're paying 0 plus maybe 3 points. So this is a big deal. So that's why he's scared to death, okay, to raise rates. And that's why we're rallying. Because everybody's asking, why are we rallying today? Because isn't the same news? He said he was going to rally, he was going to put the rates up. So he said yesterday, this year and next year, 2 and 2, the market went down 400 points. But now everybody's happy? How the hell that happened? Because they know that's not going to happen. The commercial real estate loans, there's the problem. That's why the market's rallying, because they're betting that he'll never raise these rates again. And then you got the election. I don't care if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. Whoever's the head of the Fed during an election, they always keep rates down, no matter which party you're in. So they also now started to think about that. Oh, they're not gonna raise rates anymore. That's why we're up today, 435, or yesterday we were down 435. But this is going to be a terrible crisis. People have no idea what's going to happen. Because it's out of sight, out of mind for 13 years, commercial real estate, commercial property. Once lenders start requiring more equity, put up more money, all these landlords, all these investors are going to give their keys back to the bank. This is going to be brutal. There's going to be huge losses. It's going to really hurt our economic growth. So this is why everybody's celebrating. They finally figured it out. In the last 24 hours, there will be no more rates. Not until probably 2026. But you know what's going to happen? He's going to destroy our country. See, the problem is he's never been aggressive at raising rates to cut inflation. He's lost the war. He's lost the battle in inflation. And everybody else is. Everybody on Main Street. And inflation is going to keep getting worse, not better. When he stopped raising rates, do you understand what happens to inflation? And already wages are below inflation. Every time you go get your paycheck, I tell you this almost every day, 13 cents of every dollar you get for a paycheck, in that paycheck, 13 cents is gone because of inflation. So if he's now stopping rate hikes, this is not a pause. This is for like almost forever. And that's going to take this market down. That's going to increase the yield curve. We're going to have one hell of a recession because you've got to keep going. You've got to keep raising rates. And you can't keep doing it like he did. We have, 10 times in a row he raised rates, and yet we're only at 5.25? 5.25? We should be at least 15.25. Let's get rid of this inflation. And it's killing the working man. It's killing small businesses, the backbone of our nation. It's killing the people who make $65,000 a year, $75,000 a year, husband and wife, households. Killing them. Because they don't have any more savings. And they keep lying to you every day on the fake business network. Boy, look at the savings. They have a lot of savings. Boy, all the money they got from COVID, all those checks from COVID, they're loaded with money. COVID was in 2020. 2021. This is 2020. What kind of money did they get? Yeah, they got a check for $600. They got a check for $1,400, not $14,000 or $20,000. Boy, I want to meet these people. How you can live for almost 3 years on a $600 check.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The median projection has real GDP growth at 1.0% this year and 1.1% next year.
Oh, are we supposed to celebrate with that? Are you nuts? 1.1%? Don't you... What's he thinking about? The day that Trump left office, we were at what? 5%. 5%. We're just a little bit under 1% right now. So like 1.1% is like a victory? What's wrong with this guy?
If the economy evolves as projected, the median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 5.6% at the end of this year.
We can't. This guy's unbelievable. 5.6% is killing our economy because you're not fixing inflation. Yeah, I always say, when we had that 38% drop in the stock market, November of 2022 to November 2021 to November 2022, in the Qs I'm talking about. What's amazing is what people don't realize, investors don't realize, what caused that, the things that caused that, we still have. Still going on, never fixed it. And this guy's calling for 5.6%? What's he, nuts? This guy's unbelievable. I told my gang members today, now, we bought in January, February, and March, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Meta, some Amazon. But these were the stocks we stayed with, the big tech stocks. I said, this is where you got to stay. That's where you're going to make all your money. That's where all the money's going. See, and that's the thing. You got to stop listening to what these people are telling you because they're always talking about fundamentals. Like this dope here. This guy, unbelievable. This guy named Siegel, he's at Wharton College. He's never right about anything. Never. And he's a professor at Wharton because he can't go out and start up a business. He would fail at starting up a business. I think he's had 3 businesses he started. He failed in each one. But now he goes to college and he teaches our kids.
I'm still confused, though, as to whether you think, Professor, that this rally is about to run out of gas or not.
It doesn't look like it's going to run out of gas.
He wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. You know what the only way you know the market's going to run out of gas, out of money flow, is when they start tightening credit. When they start taking liquidity out of the market, it's over. And that's what they're doing. And that's why I beg you to come to our June 24th webinar so you can learn how the market operates, how it works. Stop listening to all this noise about all these fundamentals. Fundamentals don't mean squat. You know, when you buy a stock, you follow the money. And that's why I designed, 10 years ago, my own charts. Pro 2, it's a color-coded chart. And when you join the gang for 10 days, you get free, the gang membership free, but you get this chart. It identifies, it works perfectly with whatever chart you're working with. This will tell you, see, your charts don't tell you where the money is flowing. It doesn't tell you that. You can look at volume, but volume changes from day to day. What you want to know when you're buying a stock, is money going in or is money going out? That's all you need to know, because all this noise, remember for 13 years, this market went up This market went up on financial engineering. We still had the biggest bubble in history. The stock market didn't go up on value stocks and their earnings. Instead, they went up on speculative stocks, 7 of them. 7 of them. And they didn't have to make money. They didn't have to make money, and yet the stock prices keep going up. For 10 years, as long as they kept interest rates at 0, it pushed the market up. But it killed our economy. And you ask anybody who makes between $65,000 and $75,000 a household how well they're doing. Ask them how well they're doing. They don't get social programs. They don't get food stamps. How are they doing? Are they saving an extra 15 grand a year, 20 grand a year? Are you kidding? They're in the hole 15, 20 grand a year. They destroyed this country with QE, because QE was meant for one thing, to make the very rich richer, to make the CEOs very, very rich. They took all the money, all the profit out of their companies and didn't share it with anyone. See, when we were a great nation is when you had unions. Because when you had unions, CEOs couldn't do that. If CEOs were ever caught taking earnings, taking profits, and plowing it all back into buying their own shares instead of back into new business equipment, new machinery. See, we were a great country because we plowed our money back into the CEOs plowed their money back into business investment, new machinery, new equipment, so we could increase our productivity. When increase productivity, we increased salaries, we increased wages. Then people went out and they spent money. Our standard of living was good, and everybody benefited. But when they decided to go to QE, the only people who benefited were the CEOs, who were making $30 million salaries, another $15 to $17 million on top of that for stock buybacks. And the folks who work, they didn't benefit anything. And the company didn't benefit anything. Companies, I'm telling you, if our economy ever comes back full steam, we're going to be behind the 8 ball. Why? Our machinery is so old. Our technology is so old. You know, some of these companies have trucks that are 10 years old, machinery that are 10 years old, computers that are 10 years old, because the CEO, the greedy CEO, kept taking the profits, taking the money, and plowing it back into stock buybacks, and he would have options. So he'd make an extra $17 million, but nobody in the factory shared. As a matter of fact, he would get 52% of the income, and the rest, 54% of what would be dividends. And the guy the hard worker, he got nothing. So here we are. This guy Powell, he's out of his mind. So here we are. Let's go back to the subject today. So today we got people celebrating. Look at market's up 452 points. Yesterday this time the market was down 452 points for the same reason. Were they all nuts? Stop listening to fundamentals. Please come to our webinar June 24th. In the meantime, join our gang for 10 days. It's free.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Phil Grandy and Phil's Gang presents the Life-Saving Financial Webinar. This webinar will guide and teach you how to understand the stock market and become an experienced investor. Learn from the experts on market trends and short and long-term investments. Join Phil Grandy, Steve Celeste, and Will Sharp Saturday, June 24th, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. $80 pre-seminar archived for 2 weeks or $125 post-seminar to purchase the archive. Get more info at philsgang.com. When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, so Powell says that he's going to suspend for June, but then he's going to start right up again and do 2 rates for 2023 and 2 rates 2024. Now, we know that's a lie. That makes no sense. If you're going to just stop for June and then start again 2 more times in the same year, why the hell would you even pause? Does that make any sense to you? It made no sense to me. Now, if he said, I'm going to pause in June and I'm not going to start raising rates for another 3 years, I get it. But when he said, I'm going to pause for June, but then come July to the end of the year, I'm going to raise rates two more times. So what's the pause about? As I said, the pause is about the headwinds he's facing. And the biggest headwind he's facing right now that the fake business doesn't want you to think about is the commercial loans. They're going to be so destructive, terrible. And he knows that. If Powell thought that the Silicon Valley Bank deposit withdrawals at $2 billion, remember, and there are $2 billion in losses, were real scary. Wait till he sees this. And this is why he paused. He paused because he's trying to give a reprieve, but it's not going to work. He's trying to give a reprieve to these commercial loans, to the banks, because the banks are already taking hits on these commercial loans. They're walking away because we just started. Remember, the rollover just started this quarter. So, if he thought the Silicon Valley Bank, all those deposits were flying out, and he lost, and the bank lost $2 billion, and that's nothing compared to what he's going to see next in these commercial loans. It's just they've been out of sight, out of mind. And as I say, never mind about these 2 rate hikes in 2023, 2024. The market's rallying up 434 points because they're happy there's not going to be any rate hikes. But what's going to happen, the market's going to turn around and one day be down 1,200 points because he stopped fighting inflation. So what you need to do as an investor, stop listening to these people on Wall Street. Stop listening to these people on TV. Because the only way you're going to protect yourself is make sure you're in the right stocks at the right time. You better be in the stocks that enjoy high yields. You better be in the stocks that enjoy low yields. Never mind the fundamentals of the stock. Who cares about the cash flow, the free cash flow, or the PE ratio? It means nothing anymore. That's gone. So I want you to start watching, and I told my members this, watch like a hawk. You want the truth? You want the truth? Here's the truth. The truth is you follow the money flow. When you buy a stock, follow the money that's going in. Before you buy, is the money going into the stock or not? See, your charts just show you got green candles. You have a red candlestick, a green one, another red one, another green one. You don't know. My candlesticks will show as the stock's going up. If it's all red, it's telling you, no, the stock's going up, but it doesn't have enough energy, doesn't have enough money coming in. So that's the way you make sure you don't get hurt. So if you're picking a stock and you don't know if there's enough money going into that stock, that's how you get hurt. Why do you think 80% of you lose money? Because you don't know that. When you all of a sudden you're going to, and everybody's buying the same 7 stocks. But remember when we bought ours? We bought ours in January, February, and March. You're buying your tech stocks today. Yes, they're still going up, but you're going to get slaughtered. You shouldn't be buying those stocks today. Do what we did. Learn how to rotate. So we got in January, February, March, and we're still in these stocks, but we took a lot of our profits, 40% of our profits of 30 and 40%. We took those and we rotated, and we started to rotate into other stocks. We started to rotate into discretionary stocks. How did we know to go into the airlines and the cruise lines? Because we follow the money. The money, not the noise. Not the noise, the money. That's what you have to do. And you have to be prepared when a stock is going down to switch your position and short. Short it. It's not hard. We'll show you how to do that. You join our gang for 10 days free. You'll learn how to do that. And then why don't you come to our webinar on June 24th. It's only $80, archived for 2 weeks, where you also will continue to learn how to short. And you'll learn how the stock market works. So right now, let's think about it. So he turns around and he says he's going to raise these rates twice, 2023, 2024. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So here's what I want you to do. I want you, instead of listening to him, start watching. I'll give you a symbol, WGO, Winnebago. That will tell you if the market's going to go up or the market's going to go down. Talking about the economy. When all these people come on and lie, they tell you, oh, we're going to have a soft landing. And we're not going to have a soft landing. We're going to have one hell of a hard landing, not a soft landing. But watch Winnebago. because that will tell you the truth. If anybody asks you, how's the economy doing? And you hear them on TV say, oh, the economy's doing great, doing terrific. Go look at Winnebago. See if it's doing terrific or not. Another one you should watch is UNH, healthcare, because they get hurt. Healthcare gets hurt right away because when times are tough and people aren't spending money, the first thing they cut is healthcare. They cut healthcare and take that money and put it towards stuff they need, like food and shelter. And look at the inflation we still have on food and shelter. And they're stopping rate hikes? See, everything they do is not for you, not for Main Street. Everything the Fed does is not for you and Main Street. It's for the 1/100th of 1 percentile and the 1%. And the 1%. So follow those. That I'm giving you this free. Continue every day to watch UNH and Winnebago, WGO. That'll be a big help for you. And so, and why don't you just go to our site, philsgang.com, hit where it says get started, and you're a gang member for 10 days free. And then at the same time, why don't you just sign up? We limit to 80 people, our June 24 webinar, where you have it for 2 weeks. I mean, you got 2 weeks of the best education you'll ever get. $80, are you kidding me? Check it out, it works. So, again, as I said, Powell, okay, he says he's going to first he says he's going to pause, then he says he's going to raise rates, right, 2 points this year, next year, and then he says that he's going to cut rates in 2025. Give me a break. How can he look out to 2025? A guy who is driven by data dependent. I'm data dependent before I make a decision. Are you kidding me? Powell's going to go down in history as the man blamed for letting inflation spiral out of control and destroying our country. He needs to continue to raise rates. Powell raised rates to 20%. We're at 5.25%. What kind of sick joke is that? Powell wants to be more like Paul Volcker. Are you kidding me? I heard somebody say that the other day. He wants to be like Paul Volcker. Are you nuts? Paul Volcker was known as the inflation slayer. Remember, he set this country on a course for historic 4 decades of growth with low inflation. We're being set on a course for 4 decades with no growth and continue high inflation. And you know what I love? How they lie. They tell us, oh, you see how inflation's coming down, but prices are still going up. All you check on these prices, when they report these prices, when they report the inflation prices, only check out food, check out shelter. That's the big one. If you really want to know if inflation's going down, check out shelter. Shelter and your groceries. Know what it's telling us? Inflation's still going up. You know what Winnebago's telling us? That people are really hurting, really hurting. I'm going to talk a little more about that on this article and when I get back. Join our gang, please, for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member.
and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records, and the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, what, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Phil Grandy and Phil's Gang presents the Life-Saving Financial Webinar. This webinar will guide and teach you how to understand the stock market and become an experienced investor. Learn from the experts on market trends and short and long-term investments. Join Phil Grandy, Steve Celeste, and Will Sharp Saturday, June 24th, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. $80 pre-seminar archived for 2 weeks or $125 post-seminar to purchase the archive. Get more info at philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil. Phil Grandy and Phil's Gang presents the Life-Saving Financial Webinar. This webinar will guide and teach you how to understand the stock market and become an experienced investor. Learn from the experts on market trends and short and long-term investments. Join Phil Grandy, Steve Celeste, and Will Sharp Saturday, June 24th, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. $80 pre-seminar archived for 2 weeks or $125 post-seminar to purchase the archive. Get more info at philsgang.com.
Remember, this webinar, okay, we're going to spend a lot of time on how the market works. So you understand, just like I was talking a minute ago about the RV business, it's never wrong. Every time the RV industry has tanked, every time a recession hit, a recession always followed. And right now, and here's why, because if you think about RVs, that's a discretionary purchase. You know, you don't need RVs. That's a discretionary. And most of the time, almost all the time, people who purchase an RV, they borrow money. So when it drops, right now the RV business is down, okay, about 60%. So that tells you people can't borrow. They're tapped out. There's not enough discretionary income out there. That's what you look at. Don't listen to this other stuff that they're talking about. I mean, these guys are just unbelievable. I mean, it just...
Instead of a recession unfolding, it looks like the economy is actually slipping into an expansion. Instead of a
imagine believing something like that. We're going into an expansion when our economy is contracting. Our GDP went from 2% to 1.3%. What's wrong with these people? Credit's tightening. They'll put a noose around your neck. Earnings are deplorable. Wages, are you kidding? Less than inflation? What's he talking about? Debt's expanding. Record high credit card debt. Record low savings. Record household debt, auto debt, student loan debt, go on and on and on. Record withdrawals. U.S. corporate profits. Listen to this. This guy talks about how corporate profits are doing well. Where's that one, Willie? There's one here he's talking about corporate profits.
Inflationary pressures are easing pretty quickly, and this is going to set the pathway for earnings to outperform.
There was one that I think was yesterday we had. This guy's talking about how profits, the profits were, I think it was,
corporations are strong too. Just look at the earnings season that we
there
came off of.
There you go.
Strong balance sheets.
Just look at the earnings season we came off of. All right. So let's look at the earnings season we came off of. Let's look at two. Let's go back to the last quarter of 2022. The fourth quarter had the biggest drop in 2 years. Biggest drop. Profits dropped in the fourth quarter of 2022 by 2%. The biggest drop in 2 years. Now let's just take the quarter we just finished. The first quarter of 2023 dropped 6.8%. Even worse. That's the lowest since the second quarter of 2021. But what does she want you to think? She wants you to think just the opposite. She'll lie to you. That's what they do. That's their job. That's their job. To make you feel good. So you go buy something. How do you think they get their advertisers on TV? Stop listening to the happy talk. Follow the money. And when you follow the money like we do, you'll know when to rotate out of the tech stocks. We've been in these tech stocks probably longer than most. We've been in the same ones, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Meta. But then we turn around and we rotated to discretionary. We rotated to the cruise lines and to airlines. Then we'll rotate out of those. And then we'll go, and we also rotate into industrial. That's how it works. When they're going to rotate money, when they're fed up with big tech stocks, the big boys come in, take their money out of tech. They first put it into financials, then they pull it out of financials, put it into discretionary, which is like your leisure stocks, like our airlines and cruise lines, and then they pull it out of that, put it into industrials. So we bought some industrials. We did terrific. This after being up about 40% with our tech stocks. We took money out of there, and we rolled it into Boeing. Boeing's done great for us. We rolled it into Honeywell. That's starting to go up nicely. See, this is what you got to learn. And then we just started to buy the railroads. Why? Because they're going to start rotating money out of the tech stocks into the energy stocks, like Oxy or like Hess. It was a nice refiner, and Hess just started to go up a little bit. And so you see, this is what you're going to learn as a gang member. Okay, when you first start, the 10 days free, and then you're also going to learn expanding that using our webinar on June 24th for 3 straight hours, and you got that for 2 weeks. So if you can't make it, that's fine. So it just gets frustrating for me when I hear all this, and it's all lies. So Powell says we're going to have a safe landing when we have an inverted yield curve. Somebody show me how to do that. Let me tell you, he says we're going to have a safe landing with an inverted yield curve. That's like you're getting on an airplane, it takes off, and they say to you, well, we're ready to land, but the wheels won't go down. But the pilot comes out and says, well, you're going to have a safe land. It's going to be a soft landing. But the wheels didn't come down. Oh, no, don't worry about it. We're getting this from CNBC and Fox Business. You're going to have a soft landing. Don't worry about the wheels not coming down. This is what they do. With an inverted yield curve, and the inverted yield curve is getting steeper. And 9 out of 10 people don't even know the difference between an inverted yield curve and a hot dog. I mean, it's amazing. Especially in light of the regional banks, their liquidity, okay? They don't you understand the liquidity crisis we have with the regional banks? You can't have a soft landing. And the yield curve is going to steepen. Not narrow, it's going to steepen. And now they're tightening credit. That's going to make a soft landing impossible. But they will lie and tell you you're going to have a soft landing. But see, when you're with us, what you're going to learn with us is how to follow the money. And you're going to use a color-coded chart we designed that makes that easy for you. Easy. It turns, if you're in a stock and it's green, money's going in, you're buying, all of a sudden money starts coming out, it'll turn yellow, warning you, wait a minute, some money's coming out. And then when real money starts flowing out, it'll turn red. You haven't got to know the fundamentals. You got to have some common sense to make money in the market. So think about this. We are getting layoffs up the yin-yang for manufacturing. And nobody's talking about it. See, manufacturing, because of COVID, they were like 3 years behind in back orders. Those back orders are all done. Now you look at their orders going forward. Are you kidding me? They haven't had, they can't fill orders for 3 years. It's the lowest orders they had in 3 years. They have nothing to do. They're firing everybody. So unemployment's going to shoot up to 5%. But yet the market's going up today 418 points because they're celebrating that they're not going to raise rates. But you understand what that means? That means the market's going to go down 4 times the 418. Multiply that by 4, and that's how much the market, you're going to wake up one morning, it's going to be down. So they're celebrating that they're not raising rates, which is the worst thing that you could do. Why would you celebrate something like that? Because that means you stop fighting inflation. That means the cost of shelter right now is so out of control, it's going to keep going up. Cost of groceries is going to keep going up. How does that help you? And the banks are tightening credit. Try to get a loan. So we got more, and as I say, I'm telling you, unemployment's going to go above 5%. It's going to way above 5%. And here's some more bad news. 10-year yields. Right now they're at 3.7% to yield. Do you know it's going to move up to 5%? 5%? And that means the fixed income investors, you're going to get destroyed. But see, nobody wants to believe that because nobody talks about that. Here's what they talk about is everything's just great, or everything's just fine, you know? That they don't want to tell you the truth.
Ever since the bottom in October, I've been telling you this whole rally is predicated on the idea that even if we have a hard landing, the mega cap tech stocks will do just fine. Bye.
The mega tech. Oh, shut up. The mega tech stocks. Are you nuts? I'll tell you what's going on with those mega tech stocks when we get back. That's the last segment. I'll tell you tomorrow. How's that? Join our gang, philsgang.com, and sign up for June 24th, our webinar.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.